Welcome to part 3 of the Canyon Sunrise Tote Bag tutorial. In parts 1 and 2, we completed the entire crochet portion of the bag, including the body and the straps. In this video, we'll be sewing and installing the liner to give this tote structure, durability, and a beautiful finished look. Here are the materials that you will need: some masking tape, thread, and a needle, measuring tape, pins, and fabric. The fabric I used is 100% cotton muslin, and don't forget your pattern piece that you made in part 1. Cut a piece of fabric big enough for your pattern piece. Now use masking tape to tape it down. You could use pins, but I find this much easier. Now cut all around your template. You can put that piece aside. And now you will be cutting a rectangle measuring about 14.5 inches by 32.25 inches. This leaves enough room for seam allowance. Fold your fabric lengthwise. Make sure the right sides of the fabric are touching. The short ends is what we're pinning together. Place these pins along that edge from top to bottom to secure it before sewing. Now we are going to sew this pinned edge closed. If you have a sewing machine, you can absolutely use it for this step, but I'll be showing you how to sew it by hand using a simple running stitch. This is a very basic stitch and it works perfectly well for a liner like this. I like to start by securing my thread. Make your first stitch around the edge of the fabric and simply pull your needle through the stitch and then pull it tight. You can even do an extra pull through the loop. Now just weave your needle in and out through the fabric and pull through. You can continue this all along. The only problem I find with this stitch is that if you pull too tight, it's going to pucker quite a bit. You can see here what happens when I pull on it. So what I like to do after every few stitches, I'm going to just secure it with a little knot. So now I will meet you again at the end. When I'm finished, I like to turn it inside out and flatten out the seam with an iron. Now let's attach the bottom to the sides of the liner. Now make sure you line up the centers of the bottom and the side, again with the right sides together and the outside facing out. Pin that together. Do the same on the other side. Next, find the center of the side and the center of the long end of the bottom and pin those. and do that on both sides as well. After that, it's quite simple to pin everything in between. When all the pins are in, you are ready to sew. We will do this the same way as the sides. We'll do one back stitch to secure the yarn, and then we can go ahead and weave in the needle for a running stitch. Continue this all the way around the bottom. Now that it's done, I've taken the top edge and folded it over about 1/2 inch and pressed it down with an iron. Then you can insert it into your bag. Now we're ready to pin the liner in place. Leave a row of stitches at the top and first pin the sides of the bag. And now the centers. After that, you can do the pins in between those sections. Now we're ready to sew the liner in place. I insert my needle just in the back of the liner so that we can hide the knot. And then I will be stitching all the way through the yarn. Now that first stitch is going to be small. We're going to come up almost right beside where we first went in. You can't even see the stitch through the yarn because the yarn is thick. Then we'll make a stitch a little bit bigger and we'll go back to the outside and come right forward again. I like to make these stitches small and tidy as you'll be able to see them. You can continue stitching like this all around the bag. If you enjoyed this tutorial, I'd love for you to subscribe and join me for more future projects. And that's it. Your Canyon Sunrise Tote Bag is now fully finished. We've completed the crochet, added the straps, and installed the liner. You now have a beautiful sturdy tote ready to use. Thank you so much for crocheting along with me.